Welcome to Wildcat Travel Group's Guide to United States Passport Requirements. This podcast is designed for adults, children, and families preparing for international travel. We will explain the differences between passport documents, review application and renewal basics, discuss special requirements for minors, and share practical steps that can help prevent avoidable travel problems. At Wildcat Travel Group, our goal is to help you travel with confidence and explore with purpose. If you are ready for your hassle-free travel planning session, please contact Dr. Byrian Ramsey at 859-433-0171 or via email at brian@wildcattravelgroup.com. You can also visit our website at www.wildcattravelgroup.com. Passport planning matters because most travel document problems can be avoided with an early review. A valid passport is required for international air travel, and some destinations require that your passport remain valid for 6 months beyond your travel dates. Children's passports also expire sooner than adult passports. If names, expiration dates, consent documents, or other requirements are not correct, an airline or foreign border official may deny boarding or entry. The best strategy is to review every traveler's documents before making non-refundable plans. Before applying, understand the difference between a passport book and a passport card. A passport book is the best choice for most travelers because it is valid for international air travel and is broadly accepted for cruises, tours, and resort vacations. A passport card has much more limited use. It is generally intended for land and sea travel to places such as Canada, Mexico, Bermuda, and parts of the Caribbean. Most importantly, a passport card is not valid for international air travel. Wildcat Travel Group recommends the passport book for maximum flexibility. Adults applying for a passport for the first time generally use Form DS-11 and apply in person. Before the appointment, complete the application, gather proof of United States citizenship, and bring an acceptable government-issued photo identification. You will also need a passport photo that meets the official standards, along with payment for the application and execution fees. First-time applications are submitted at an authorized passport acceptance facility. Preparing each item in advance can reduce delays and the need for a second appointment. Renewals and name changes require careful attention because not every passport can be renewed in the same way. Many eligible adults may renew by mail or online, but you should confirm eligibility before assuming that option is available. A legal name change may require certified supporting documentation. A damaged, lost, stolen, or older passport may require an in-person application. Children under age 16 cannot renew a passport by mail. They must submit a new application. Always select the application path that matches the traveler's exact situation. Passport photos are a common source of application delays, but the requirements are straightforward. The photo should measure 2 inches by 2 inches and use a plain white or off-white background. It should have been taken within the last 6 months. The traveler's full face must be visible, with eyes open. Sunglasses and hats are not allowed unless an approved medical or religious exception applies. Avoid filters, heavy shadows, poor cropping, or any image that changes the person's natural appearance. A professional passport photo service can help reduce the chance of rejection. Processing times can change, so verify the current estimates before applying. This presentation lists routine processing at approximately 4 to 6 weeks and expedited processing at approximately 2 to 3 weeks. Travelers leaving within 14 calendar days may qualify to request an urgent travel appointment, depending on appointment availability and the applicable rules. These timeframes do not include every possible mailing or scheduling delay. Applying early is always safer than relying on expedited or urgent service, especially when airfare, cruises, or international tours are already booked. Children under age 16 have additional identity and parental consent requirements. The child must apply in person, and both parents or legal guardians generally must consent. A child's passport is valid for 5 years, not 10 years. It also cannot be renewed. When it expires, a new application is required. At the appointment, bring proof of the child's United States citizenship and evidence of the parental relationship. Because the rules are more detailed for minors, families should gather and review all documents well before the appointment date. For a child's passport appointment, bring the child who is applying a completed Form DS-11. proof of United States citizenship, and documentation showing the relationship between the child and the parents or guardians. The parents or guardians should bring valid identification and the required photocopies. You will also need a compliant passport photo and the applicable fees. Check every name and date on the documents for consistency. Missing photocopies, mismatched names, or incomplete forms can create unnecessary delays at the acceptance facility. For children under 16, two-parent consent is the default expectation. Whenever possible, both parents or legal guardians should accompany the child to the in-person appointment. Their presence helps establish identity, relationship, and consent, and it may reduce follow-up requests. When only one parent appears, additional paperwork is usually required. Families should not assume that a verbal agreement or an informal note will be sufficient. Confirm the documentation needed for the family's circumstances before arriving at the appointment. When one parent cannot attend the passport appointment, the absent parent generally completes Form DS-3053, the Statement of Consent. The absent parent's signature must be notarized, and a photocopy of the identification shown to the notary should be included. The attending parent brings the child, the consent form, and all other required documents to the appointment. The form must be current, complete, and properly notarized. Review the official instructions carefully so the application is not delayed by an expired form, missing identification copy, or incomplete section. Some families have sole custody or other special legal circumstances. In those situations, the applying parent should bring legal proof showing the authority to apply for the child's passport. Examples may include a court order granting sole legal custody, a court order specifically authorizing the passport application or travel, an adoption decree listing one parent, or the death certificate of the non-applying parent. Other qualifying legal documentation may also apply. Because each situation can be different, make sure the documents clearly establish the applying adult's legal authority. Applicants who are 16 or 17 are not treated exactly the same as younger children or fully independent adults. Teen applicants generally use Form DS-11 and apply in person, and the passport is normally valid for 10 years. A parent or guardian should appear with the teen when possible. A teen who has acceptable identification may be able to apply without a parent, but evidence of parental awareness may still be requested. All documents should match the teen's current legal name, including identification, citizenship evidence, and the application. When one parent travels internationally alone with a child, carrying extra documentation is strongly recommended even when it is not always required by the United States. Bring the child's passport, a copy of the birth certificate, and a notarized travel consent letter from the non-traveling parent. If applicable, carry proof of sole custody. It is also helpful to bring emergency and medical contact information. Some foreign countries specifically require a notarized consent letter, so verify the destination's rules, as well as the airline or cruise line requirements, before departure. A minor child travel consent letter should clearly identify everyone involved and the trip being authorized. Include the child's full legal name and date of birth, the full name of the traveling parent or responsible adult, and the non-traveling parent or guardian's name and contact information. State the destination, travel dates, and a general itinerary, and clearly grant permission for international travel. The letter should be signed and notarized. A simple statement may read, "I authorize my child to travel internationally with the named adult from the stated date to the stated date and destination." Children traveling without a parent need additional preparation. This may include travel with grandparents, relatives, school groups, athletic teams, or family friends. Carry a notarized permission letter from the parent or legal guardian, and include emergency contacts and itinerary details. A separate medical authorization letter may also be helpful so the responsible adult can address an emergency. Rules can differ by airline, cruise line, and destination. Confirm all carrier and country requirements before travel, and provide the responsible adult with paper and digital copies of the important documents. Destination-specific requirements can change and may involve more than simply having a passport. Countries may set their own rules for passport validity, visas, blank pages, electronic travel authorizations, vaccinations, and minor child consent. Many countries require 6 months of passport validity beyond the travel dates, while others may require 1 or more blank pages for entry stamps. Some destinations require notarized consent when one parent travels with a child. Check the official country information before booking and again close to departure, because entry rules can change. Several common mistakes can cause delays or disrupt a trip. These include waiting until the last minute, booking travel before checking passport expiration dates, attempting to use a passport card for an international flight, or entering a name on a ticket that does not exactly match the passport. Families may also forget child consent documents. Damaged passports, missing pages, or unreviewed visa and entry requirements can create serious problems. A careful document review before deposits, airfare, and final payment can prevent many of these issues. Wildcat Travel Group encourages every international traveler to follow a simple document strategy. Check passport validity before paying deposits or purchasing airfare. Renew early instead of waiting for the exact expiration date. Review every traveler's legal name and date of birth, and make sure those details match all reservations. Keep both paper and secure digital copies of important documents. Carry child consent documentation whenever it applies. Finally, confirm destination entry requirements and consider travel protection. These steps provide more time to correct problems before they affect the vacation. Before every international trip, complete a final passport checklist. Confirm that each traveler has a passport book, not just a passport card. Verify that the passport has at least 6 months of remaining validity when the destination requires it. Check visa, electronic travel authorization, and entry form requirements. Bring a child consent letter when applicable. Store copies of key documents separately from the originals, and carry emergency contacts and travel insurance information. A final review shortly before departure helps ensure that nothing important was overlooked. Use trusted, official resources and verify requirements close to departure. Travel.state.gov provides information about passport applications, renewals, fees, processing times, international travel, minors, and country-specific entry rules. Airline and cruise line websites explain carrier-specific documentation requirements, while foreign embassies and consulates can clarify country-specific rules for minors and other travelers. Wildcat Travel Group is committed to educating clients so they can make informed decisions and enjoy smoother travel experiences. Thank you for listening. Travel with confidence. Explore with purpose with Wildcat Travel Group.